Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another apartment renovation. Today I am renovating Stonestreet Apartments number 3, which is one of the apartments in Evergreen Harbor, which came with the Eco Lifestyle expansion pack. And I am renovating the version of this before it gets upgraded. If you didn't know, through the neighborhood action plans in this world, you're able to update this world so these apartments actually become more modern with the Modern Development Neighborhood Action Plan. But this was pre-update. I tend to build in the modern ones more often, but I was really feeling like building something with the original windows and doors and stuff. So that's what we're doing here. And I actually built this over on Twitch and I left it up to let's see what happens. I don't know how I want to design this. Let's figure it out together. And somebody suggested that I take inspiration for the build based on a rug. So I went through the rugs and I was trying to find one that I thought would be fun. And I picked a very bright yellow, red, and like maroonish color rug you can see in the living room from the bowling pack. And from there, we decided we were going to make this like a retro inspired apartment. So you can see the kitchen is very yellow and green. I'm using the counters and cabinets from Dream Home Decorator. But this base game wallpaper that is very outdated, but it has the same colors and I just really enjoyed it. And I was trying to bring in the red into the kitchen from the red in the living room through this rug that I put under the kitchen table, which is actually a rug from Get Famous. And this apartment was just an absolute blast to decorate because it's a very different style than I typically go for. It was very bright and colorful. It was just a lot of fun and I am super happy with how it came out. If you like it as well and you would like to download it, I will make sure to upload this to the Sims 4 gallery. You'll be able to find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi. You could also find it under the hashtag MissGryphi, and that information will also be in the description down below as well. So the Sims that are living here, I was imagining through discussion with chat that this is a grandmother who is raising her grandkids for whatever reason. So we have a teen and a child in this space. I had a blast decorating their bedrooms. You'll see more about them a little bit later, but we were kind of thinking this was like a cool grandma. She's got a really retro space, really stylish and really colorful, and adores her grandchildren. So the kitchen is pretty much done now. I did like clip the counters together a little bit so that the sink could be centered under the window, and there's some clutter up on top of the fridge as well. But now moving into the living room, I definitely wanted to use this TV, which is in debug. You can find it in the dumpsters through Eco Lifestyle, and I also thought it paired really nicely with the side table that I have it set on top of, which is from Get Famous. And then I was just scrolling through the couches, and the paranormal couch matches this rug so perfectly, so I ended up having to do that. It was either the red one or the yellow one. I liked the red one a little bit better, and then it tied in the blue color with the like blankets and pillows on it, so I was able to use the blue chairs and really have a fun color scheme in here. It's lots of primary colors, but I think it worked nicely. And of course I added a record player in here as well, which is from Get Famous, and I just think it came out pretty cozy. We're going to be hanging up some stuff on the wall also by the front door and getting a coffee table here. I also chose these wall decorations above the record player to sort of look like framed records and put a plant over in the corner. I also as well spent a lot of time cluttering up these shelves. I cut some of that out because I spent such a long time on it. But that red block you're seeing, if you're not familiar with it, it is a red shelf called the OMSP shelf. It is linked in the description down below. It's a CC shelf that I use to help me clutter better. It helps you like place items at more precise levels, and it's super helpful, but I don't keep it in the build, so they're never flagged as having custom content. So I would highly recommend checking that out if you are interested. Like I said, link down below. And here is where we're getting temperature controls and our fire alarm, a little umbrella stand, and then I get a place to hang up some coats. And then I put a painting up here. I think these red ones, which I will be grabbing in a minute, I thought about adding a mirror first, from Cats and Dogs, were the perfect color combination for this space. I didn't really like the black frame though, so I layered one of the paintings from Tiny Living over it. I thought that worked. And then that more organic sort of shape, it's not really that organic, but more rounded shape to the mirror from Eco Lifestyle, I thought really added to this space as well. And then we just got a couple of plants, and that's pretty much it for the living room. And it's time to plan out the bedrooms. So this was kind of strange because I kind of planned out what each room was going to be. The color scheme, a couple of things in them, and like the wallpapers and stuff. And then I went back and did them all. So you'll see that as we go. But I took a break here to work on the bathroom. I ended up using the same tile from the kitchen, but in the blue and yellow swatch instead of the green and yellow swatch. So I could use this really pretty blue tub from the Parenthood pack with these blue counters. I just thought it looked nice, and that way it still fit in. I also was able to fit laundry into this room. The laundry basket ends up being in the hallway right outside the bathroom, but this way there is functional laundry in this apartment, which is something I often forget to add in homes and in apartments. I don't know why, because I like the laundry in the game, and it's an easy thing to just like remove if you don't want it, or if you don't have it, it's just like an empty spot in the bathroom. You have a bigger bathroom, so like I don't see the issue with it, but like I forget to add it all the time, and I don't know why. Oh, also, this is one of my favorite items, like in all clutter items in general, and I've been using it a lot more recently because I think I forgot about it for a while. But this like stand that has all the hairbrushes and stuff, and like the hair dryer, I couldn't think of what that was called, blow dryer. I don't use a blow dryer, so like I forget what it's called. I use it maybe like once a year, if that. But I think that's such a cool, unique, like realistic clutter item to have in the bathroom. And I know I've been talking a lot lately about wanting like a clutter kit for the bathroom, or just like a bathroom kit, how cool that would be. And rediscovering items that I forgot exist has been helping me with that right now. So anyway, here I am doing what I had mentioned, which is putting a couple of things in each room. So I'm thinking that this room here with the double bed is grandma's room, and then we have a kid's room over here that's going to be like blue and yellow, and then we have a teen's room that is more like pink and blue. Or mostly pink. Yeah, it's mostly pink. So starting with grandma's room, I am using this bed from Get Famous, which I really, really enjoy this one. I think it fit really perfectly with the style we were going for in this apartment, and I paired it with a dresser from that pack as well. Lots of blue and orange going on in here, and I think it ends up being pretty cozy in the end. Obviously very bright as well. If you're not into that, that might not be the room for you. Got a nice mirror above it. I also decided it would be kind of cute to have some sort of chair over here. I didn't put like a full-on vanity from the Vintage Glamour pack in here, but I wanted to imply that maybe grandma sits here and does her makeup sometimes, like right by her dresser. So I have the mirror there and a bunch of like makeup stuff, and then I was thinking this was a painting of her, or a picture of her and her husband, who is no longer around. I have a couple of nods to him in this space. I was thinking that he was a musician of some sort, so we end up having a couple like musical posters and stuff, or like pictures in here, as well as his old guitar. So there's a couple of notes to him in here. Anyway, I think I'm grabbing like a little journal to put up on the dresser, and then we get another sideboard over here. And this is where like the musical pictures I was mentioning come in. I believe we have just some those instruments right there, and we put the guitar next to that, and I think like a plant as well. Oh, and I used this like glassed in necklace that's like in a case I put on this little sideboard. I thought that was really cute. Maybe it's a really special piece that she got from her husband years and years ago, and so she has a special case for it. I thought that would be really cute. I would like jewelry boxes in the game. I just thought of that when I placed that down. I feel like that's such a normal thing to have on a dresser, and we don't have them. Huh. Do you want jewelry boxes in the game? Should we? Yeah, I think that's a thing we should ask for. Anyway, this is the kids' bedroom. I decided to use this kids' bookcase that I never use, but I didn't really think that the items on it were like kid-aged items. They seemed like toddler-esque. So I decided to cover up those with a couple of these boxes. And I thought that the colorful books otherwise were totally fine. And then I just picked out a couple of different posters. I was thinking this kid was like really into like animated shows. So that is what I ended up going for. I used this one from Base Game that was like an artist collab or added piece. And then a couple of these posters from Snowy Escape as well. And then I am just going to be grabbing this side table from Parenthood that has some books under it to use as the bedside table with a little lamp on it. And I also end up adding not a bookcase, a desk in here. I thought it would be good to have a place for your sim to sit down and do their homework or what have you. I actually ended up though adding like a TV and a gaming console on here and a bunch of like knickknacks and stuff. I wanted to add some more personality to the space, and I really like how it came out. There ends up being some simmies, which are like collectibles you can get from capsules in the vending machines in Mount Komorebi. So I put a couple of those here, which I thought was pretty cute. And as you can see, we have like our gaming console. So that's a fun little area in this room. And then I just also get a dresser because I hadn't added one yet, and it's kind of important to have in a bedroom. And a mirror as well, and a couple of things up above that dresser. And then we'll be working on the teenagers' room. Speaking of which, I thought that those like string lights of pictures would work really nicely in there, so I ended up throwing those in there while I was still working on this room. But now actually moving on to the teenagers' room, I used this closet that came with City Living. It's like partially open and it has a bunch of stuff in it. I really like that item. I sometimes forget it exists, but it's so nice for like kid and teen rooms. So I decided to put that in here, as well as like the locker bookcase from Discovery University. That's just something I really enjoy and feels very close to home because I had something sort of similar as a kid. And then when I got older, I painted it because it used to be like bright pink, and then I painted it black in college. And I still own it, and it has like all of my old Nintendo DS games in it. So I like adding that into my builds because I'm like, oh yeah, the locker. I thought it was such a cool thing when I was a kid, and even through my teenage years, I thought it was a really cool item. So that's what I added. And then in here, I just have some posters, and I set up this desk as sort of like a vanity / desk. So there's a journal here for your sim to go ahead and write in, and they can also like do their makeup or homework or what have you here. So I have some pencils and some nail polish that I'll be adding there, as well as like a couple more decorations around the room. And then that's pretty much it for this build. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. That really does help me out. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and click that bell to be notified every single time I upload a new video. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye everyone.